This video has been a long time coming. Hello everybody, my name is Cree Outpost, and I'm the modern day equivalent of a medieval jester. 2.7 is almost here, and with that, we have our first taste of Nangong-yu, an ether stunner, part of the Angels of Delusion. But more importantly, he needs to hit a little jiggy just like the rest of them. But more importantly, that means we finally have our final teammate of the Angels of CRIT-lusion. If you've been following my channel for a little bit, you've seen my video on Crit Arya, my video on Crit Suna, and now it's time to reunite this pack of characters. I don't know, I was going for something quirky there, but nothing came to mind. This pack of, this pack of creatures, cretins, whatever you may call them, the group of them, into the ultimate crit team. All footage was recorded on the Creator Experience beta and is subject to change, so keep that in mind when you watch the following video. Enjoy it, and goodbye. So Nangong-yu, if you saw the 2.7 livestream, is an anomaly stunner who does a bloom and polarity disorder. That's her whole shtick. She does a lot of anomaly stuff. She is extremely broken. I will just say that now. If you are pulling Nangong-yu, you are pulling it because you want your anomaly to not be bricked. She is that good. I don't think there's been a character that I've tested since Dylan or Yishan Guang that has felt this good. And I know Yishan Guang just came out, so that's kind of, you know, it was like one patch ago. But she is ridiculous. She is very strong. Every team that I've tested her in, and a normal team, has been amazing. There's been a couple where I'm like, she's good, but like I don't really see the point in this. Like I tried her with like Jane Doe, and it was a little wonky to try to use Yuzua, because in most anomaly teams now, once 2.7 hits, you're going to see a new core form for anomaly. It's going to be your anomaly unit, Nangong-yu, and Yuzua. That team is going to carry every anomaly character to the moon, back up to the moon, maybe a quick pit stop at Mars, and then back down to Earth. It is that ridiculous. If you care about anomaly at all, I'm telling you right now, no jokes, no shtick, no quirky statement, pull Nangong-yu. But what if we just ignore that and we make her a crit? Am I right? Am I right? What if we just make her a crit unit? So for the build, we're using 4-piece King of the Summit. Of course, every crit stunner is running that, except for Trigger. Trigger's a little weird, and her uptime on it is kind of bad. I've been playing around with her a bit more, so that's why I mention it. I'm using 2-piece Impact, 4 crit, 5 ether, 6 impact. She needs it. She usually scales off of AM. Her AM gives her extra impact, so usually you have her signature to give you a little extra, and also, you know, 4-piece Faith and Melody to give you a little more AM. But since we're ignoring that in doing crit, we need as much impact as we can possibly get. Honestly, it might still be better to run an AM Disc 6 on her. She might get more value than that. I haven't exactly tested that, so you can string me up like that one Chikawa gif and you can hit the little Cree Pinata for that. Didn't do my due diligence on that. And then for her weapon, I'm using Xingyi's weapon just because she does do a decent amount of basic attacks. She's not going to get full uptime, but honestly, like, I don't know what else is going to be good on her. You could argue using Hellfire gears on her, but the only issue, and this has been talked about a little bit, is whenever you have a full Angels team, Hellfire's gear, it doesn't work on her because she's not off field. She's present in all of her animations and it counts her as being on field. So she doesn't get that really good extra energy regen. So that's why I've been using Xingyi's signature. I'm sure there's a case for any of these working. I just chose Xingyi's signature because you can get it free. It's still a cost, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be like, it's actually not a cost. No, this is a cost to me. It's still limited. It still takes a while to get. Cost is weird. I won't get into it. The video would be way too long if I started talking about how weird the cost system is. But just know, for me, I'm still counting it as a cost. Some might. So this might be a 5-cost team or a 6-cost team, depending on your stance on cost is. For the rest of my teammates, obviously, in the last video, we already talked about Arya. We're running good old 4-piece chaotic metal, 2-piece branch and blade song with Miyabi's signature. You could probably run any crit stick for her, but I'm using this one just because she actually gets to use the additional effect. The bottom part is worthless, but she gets 50 crit damage and 24 crit rate. It's a pretty good stat stick. And then Suna, we are running 4-piece Moonlight, 2-piece ER with crit, attack, attack. We are hitting her stat line, but her crit is very minimal in this team. We still want her to be supportive. It's just like Nonggang Yu, her attack is very low, but fortunately she will get an attack buff from Arya, from the Bangbu, from herself, from Suna. They all give attack buffs. They all give like 50 or 75. It's weird. But you add them all together, you actually get a full Astra buff, which is kind of cool. You didn't like, that's a really nice piece of synergy for this faction that you really wouldn't think about. So like I said, a 6-cost team. I will state this right now. From testing, it's not very good. It's not very good. Unfortunately, Nonggang Yu is an anomaly stunner. So making her a crit stunner doesn't really do much. You'd probably be better off using somebody like Dylan or Jafufu or anything like that. Her stun is incredibly fast on anomaly teams. Don't get me wrong, she's like Kaleda if she was good. So it's really good for anomaly teams, but as a crit team, it's not very good. But it's fun. It's quirky. It's wacky. All right, so for our buff, we're gonna be going with Collapse. Metamorph is for normal Angels of Delusion, but since we're going crit, we want something that gives us crit. So it's going to increase our days, which is going to help with Nonggang Yu's kind of gimped ability to stun right now, since we don't have her on anomaly mastery. It's going to give us 30 crit damage, and it's also going to increase the stun multiplier damage. So this is really nice. Collapse is one of those buffs that I'm always really happy to see. And then combined attack, we're not ever going to use for this team because it's talking about attack agents. If I was using Seed, I would use that one. I'm not, unfortunately. For our routing, it's just going to be Suna into Arya, into Nonggang. And then for Bangbu, it's obviously going to be Biggest Fan. They'll give a little extra 50 attack. Yeah, so this is 100% not going to score as high as a regular Angels of Delusion run, 100%. They are very strong together. Very strong together, but unfortunately this team does not get to the same level as them. It's fun though, like you still get to enjoy all the other stuff they've done for the interactions with them. There's a lot to it. I think they really knocked it out of the park with the just their ability to have all these really cool animations together. We are using our stomps and then using our ultimate just so we get a couple of extra stomps in the middle, and it really boosts up our score. When I was originally doing my runs, I was like, man, what's going on? I can't hit anything. And then I realized it's because I was just using the ultimate at the beginning to go like in her advanced state, and it was ruining my run. As you can see, she does stun pretty decently fast, even with her lack of a correct build, but it's not to the same level. She's a lot better. I'm getting a phone call in the middle of my run. This is not good. This is not good, nephew. Doesn't matter. The ops will not block us from this. And then we'll go back into our stomps. The damage is funny to see that it still does like good damage. We ran out of stomps there, so I'm trying to get a couple more. We were able to fit, yeah, all the ones that we needed to. Then she's gonna do her this state, and we're gonna parry, 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 and parry. I used to like have a lot of trouble with that when it first came out, and I was worried. I was like, am I washed when I was fighting this boss originally? And then I was like, no, I'm not washed. I just need to learn. Get our double chain, and then we'll do our stomps, and then we will use our ultimate. As you can see, It very easily clears, but I honestly genuinely believe you could probably kill this boss with a normal Angels of Delusion team. So it's definitely it's lacking on that front. But it clears. Hey, it clears pretty easily. And that's whenever I do these like kind of like crack shot teams like this, my biggest worry every time is like, this team is just ass and I just have to sit here and just suffer waiting for it to like just work, and it sucks so much. But it's nice to get teams like this where like they just kind of intrinsically clear. They might not be the best thing to ever hit the universe, but as long as it can 20k, that's the only thing I need from a team. Everything else is just ego. So as you can see, pretty easy clear. Oh, I didn't wait. I was about to say, I probably could have gotten it. Oh, I can click it, but it's going to end right when it does it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. But yeah, very, very easy. Not stressful at all clear. It is not bad, surprisingly. I think this is pretty on par with like a moderately invested GUN if you don't know her rotations and you have a blindfold on and there's a chimpanzee controlling, piloting the characters, but they clear and Arya does some damage and that's good, that's good. I love this so much. I think one of my favorite parts about the Angels of Delusion is how much joint animations they have. I really hope in the future this means that we're going to get more factions like this that have, you know, when you have a certain amount of people from the group together, they join each other in animations. I think that's a really cool concept, and to only have it for the Angels of Delusion, for the Angels of Delusion, and Kaleda and Ben is a bit of a strange choice, and I think Zenless is really just missing out on free money by not doing it for more agents. So in 3.0, that's one of my like very big wish list things, is that we get more faction interactions like the Angels of Delusion have. You know, I want to see group animations for other factions whenever I'm about to go annihilate a robot in the middle of a, I don't know, on the top of a building, I guess. I just think that would be really cool to see. I did swap it to UCC for the second fight just because I kind of want to show different bosses. Like it can clear Vesper, but I saw UCC right there and I was like, you're an easy punching bag. Why not? It's going to be kind of hard to target legs correctly with this though. Hold our charge attack, and we'll get the double stun. All three will come in, and they'll just slap on the ground, and then they'll get hit. Oh no. I wanted to show the animation, and then I got smacked. Get our King of the Summit buff up by EXing on Nungung, and then we will mess everything up and just do a full chain attack instead of doing a double chain. That's unfortunate, but it's fine. And then we'll ult to get some glow sticks back. And our score is quickly climbing, thankfully. Yeah, I'm not really worried about the ability for this team to clear. I think even when you do a weird build like this, it's still gonna kill. Like, it's not gonna kill, obviously. That'd be insane. Imagine if this killed. Oh my. That would be immaculate. But nah. I'm not really worried about like a strong meta, like 3-person, like specifically made to work together team not clearing. I don't think there will be any issues with that. We set our ether and do our double chain, well, our next chain. Stomp, 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 ult, and then stomp, probably EX, and then reset buffs. Then we have our full Nungung Yu back up, so we will hold our full attack. They'll all slap into the ground because they're little goofy goobers. Reset our aria. Get hit by a laser beam. Oh my god. Poor girl was just getting annihilated. Just gonna keep working on this leg and hoping I can break it. Even though it's not wanting to let me break that leg. You think that's like how crabs feel? They like see you coming up to the table, and I was thinking about crabs, and I did the wrong chain attack. That's the first time you're ever gonna hear that sentence. I was thinking about crabs. I messed everything up. Now I'm not gonna clear. Now I'm not gonna clear. Hopefully I do. That'd be real awkward if I didn't, after I just said, I don't have any doubts that this team will clear. Well, that's real awkward, isn't it? Well, that's real awkward, isn't it? That's so awkward. I did mess up 2 of my rotations there. I will give myself that hope. But it's okay because we're all colorblind, so we actually don't see this A rank here. We don't see the color purple. We're colorblind and letter blind. That is actually a gold S right there. I think we just need to target the legs more and not mess up our rotation this time. And I think we'll be golden. I think UCC is very, what's the word for it? Very RNG dependent as well. Just because sometimes it'll defensive assist and sometimes it just will not defensive assist for the life of you. It will just not, it'll not gold flash. And it's really obnoxious. Get our Nongug U ult out. And yes, it targeted the right leg. I was kind of hoping it would hit an impair there, but that was wishful thinking, I guess. A couple stomps. Set our Suna buffs back up as I put down the controller and scratch my nose because the animations are so long in this game. It's wonderful. Some people complain about it, but sometimes it's like, I'm kind of lazy, and it's nice. It's nice that it takes so long sometimes. Now, if they could pause the timer, I would be really happy. And we keep on stomping away. I'm like bouncing between both legs, bro. And now we start attacking again, and hopefully we get our ult before. Okay, and we will get our ult in the stun window, I believe. I don't think it'll end before we actually do it. And yeah, as you can tell, when I'm not just messing around and not paying attention to actually rotating, talking about crabs, I can clear. I can clear. See? Got me freaking out, bro, talking about crabs, mess on my rotation. Yeah, so it can definitely clear. It's definitely not the worst thing ever, but it's not great. It's not great. So yeah, just a casual next run, kind of focusing a little more on making sure I don't think about crabs and mess up who I double chain onto. B20k. It's not impressive. It's not anything to write home about at the end of the day, but it's something. It works. It clears. It's fun. I don't really care for the Angels of Delusion that much. They're not a faction that really speaks out to me personally, but I can wholeheartedly recommend pulling them, especially like if you saw they've been teased since before the game even came out. I'm very happy for Angels of Delusion's fans. This faction definitely screams Zenless. Their animations, their joint animations are very fun. I think they have a very synergistic kit. This was a very good faction. So if you were one of the people that were really excited for them, I'm very happy for you. And I definitely recommend them all for Angels of Delusion's fans. If you enjoyed this video, and maybe you exhaled or thought something was funny, I would appreciate a like, a comment, a subscribe, anything you do for another content creator, except maybe the dislike button. I'm not that greedy. They can keep that one. I would appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great week, a great weekday, a great weekend, a great Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, holiday, whatever it is. I just hope it's a good one. Bye, y'all.